Hi guys, welcome to Tiny Chick Pottery Studio. I wanted to show you some work that my students did this week. I had a couple different kinds of classes. I have one class where the people, not really kids, I have kids come in with adults only. I don't think I've had any of those classes yet, unless they were 17 years old. But I'm gonna start having younger kids come with their parents. I don't like to babysit. I'm just one of those people. I'm just not a disciplinarian. I would teach the kids to shoot peas out of their nose, and we'd build blanket forts, and we wouldn't get anything done because little kids are too fun to play with and not focused enough to do pottery. Like I want them to, in a pottery class, I want them to sit down and do pottery. And kids are like, the preteen ones, they're gonna stop and do a TikTok dance or whatever in the middle, and it's drive me crazy. You don't care about all that, do you? Sorry. So that was a rant about children. So I teach them how to throw on the wheel, and even if it comes out strange, they get to keep that pot. And this one, I don't know, the colors are kind of killed on here, but these colors are glorious, so bright, so beautiful. This is that Northern Lights combination, which is 3 layers of obsidian, and then there's smoky merlot down about this far, and then seaweed, and there's 3 layers of each of those too. So that's a total of 9 layers of glaze up here at the top part where it melts down. That seaweed causes it to run. If you put seaweed by itself on a plate or a bowl or whatever, it's gonna stay put, but you mix it with those obsidian and the smoky merlot, and you get the running, and it's so beautiful. I'm back! All right, so look at this one. Same idea. There's smoky merlot out here, and on the edge over here, and there's obsidian, but look, it looks like crystals. Isn't that amazing? So she splattered seaweed down on it and got this great effect. So she hand built this plate using a form. She's kind of smushed it into the form. I have a video where I do that, and it's really good. And you can make really well done plates if you take enough time to make sure the edges are really even, or you can make a more hand-built looking plate. This is gorgeous, just exactly the way it is. I love it. This is one of those, okay, stop before it's completely messed up on the wheel. But look how pretty. So these are the turquoise underglaze and amethyst underglaze, and on the interior it's got just amethyst underglaze. Amethyst. And she threw it on the wheel. That was her first try on the wheel. It's really adorable. And then it's got 3 coats of a zinc-free clear made by AMACO, because the AMACO wasn't available. And now I'm starting to think the AMACO is just actually a better deal price-wise, and it's awesome. So this is someone else's version of the Northern Lights blend. We have a lot more seaweed, but there's a lot of blues that came through up here. Gorgeous. This is a stunner. So we have also paint your own pottery class up here. So I buy stoneware pottery, which is more expensive than the bisque you normally use at one of those paint your own pottery places. Like this might be $3 for the person to buy, and for me, I buy these, it's more than double. So I buy a much more expensive product, but it's much more durable, and it's gonna last longer for the student who makes the work. But it's hard to believe that this is student work because it's just beautiful. So these are the AMACO Northern Lights combination again. I have other combinations. Look at this cutie. So this is fire brick with seaweed. And it's got blues, it's got this crinkled edge. That just looks it looks crinkled, but it's just actually drips. Just really beautiful. And I love the fire brick. This is Chun Plum. This is Chun Plum with blue rutile, and then at the top, I smeared oatmeal around the edge pretty thick for her because she ran out of time. So I did that part myself. But this is actually my student's work. I just did the last bit because she was out of time and she had to leave, and it's the whole inside. You can see that. There's drips all down the inside. Lovely. I can't wait to give her this. Okay, some of the other students did underglaze painting. She made a big birthday plate. So retail, these plates cost me I think $11 or $12 for these plates, so I have to charge quite a bit more, and they take up a lot of room in the kiln, and I have to pay somebody to fire my stuff. So just so you know, here's one that's just two different colors of the medium blue underglaze and turquoise. Very cute. Here's another with the Chun Plum and oatmeal. This is a hand-built bowl. So in the class, I give each student about 2 pounds of clay, and they can make whatever they want with it. And that's a nice thin bowl that's been hand-built. You can really see all of the little fingerprints and the creases from the plastic. So here's how I do it. I give them a bowl, which is like a mold, okay? And then I give them the clay, and they put a sheet of just shopping bag plastic in here, and we tape it in so it's kind of smooth, so that it's easy to remove, because if you don't tape it on the inside a little bit, then those wrinkles will fold into the clay as you push it in. And so they just push the clay up against the edge, and they use it like a mold, and then they pull the plastic out, turn it over, pop their bowl out, and then they smudge all the wrinkles out of the back, dust it with cornstarch, put it back in, and then press it a little further to smooth it, and then clean up. There'll be some cleanup around the edge and that sort of thing. Now, I have a whole video that shows how to do this process, and it's super easy to make a really good quality bowl. Totally functional, totally cute. So this is Chun Plum again with the blue rutile and oatmeal. And then some of the students create little characters. That's underglaze, that's coral. That is an AMACO velvet underglaze. This one had black underglaze. Isn't that cute? It's a purse. She even put a zipper on. And she just rubbed the black underglaze in and wiped it away. And then she put a little blue underglaze on it and a clear on top. And then there's a red underglaze up here on the handle, which I think just, it's great. I love that it has so much detail. I love miniatures. And then what do we have over here? Another one of those, it's just a spoon rest, I guess. It's a little spoon rest. And I just love the rough edges. It's a lot like some of the Japanese pottery. It's very rustic, but with the very modern glaze style. Here's did I show you that one already? They're so funny when they get their little warped shapes. And here's another one with underglaze, and it says, "Be such a good soul that people crave your vibes." And that's just amethyst and I think turquoise and black underglaze on the handwriting there. Love those. So my students did really well. This one did not get enough clear glaze on it. Can you see it's almost got a matte finish to it? I'm having this student come back. I'm gonna have her do detail work with more underglaze on it and then put another coat of clear on top, maybe 2 coats of clear on top, just to get that real food safe. I like the plate to be sealed. Here's another cutie, look at this one. She did real well. She hand painted all that detail in 2 hours. Very good. So, here's a cute little thing. One of the younger students made this one. Little frog. Very clever. There's some others. So when they throw them on the wheel, I like to trim the bottom edge. Just makes it look like more intentional. Right there. Clean that up a little. And this one was built in a form, and it's pretty heavy, but it's nice blue. And that is a blue underglaze, and on the inside that's Chun Plum. So she did Chun Plum, 2 or 3 coats, it looks like 2 to me, and then couple coats of blue underglaze, and then 2 or 3 coats of clear. It looks like 3 coats of clear on the outside, and it all comes together beautifully. You can mix and match your glazes and underglazes like that. What else do we have? Did I show you this? This is another one built inside of a form. She did a really nice job of getting the edge pretty neat. Love it, so good. I can't wait to show the students what work they've done. Here we go. This one is coral underglaze and coats of clear on top. And this one was one of those, my first try on the wheel type things for this student. And so it's a little rough, but they get a forever memory of the thing that they created on the wheel. So that's pretty cool. Did I show you this one? Probably. Okay, I think that's everything. Oops, I guess I missed some. This one is Seaweed, and it has sort of a, I don't know what you'd call it, an oil slickish appearance in some spots. It's a very shiny, mirrory, like kind of result. I just don't know what to call it, but Seaweed does have kind of that same quality that Seaweed has, which is kind of like a shiny iridescence to it. Just the slightest bit. The inside she put fire brick, I believe. Fire brick, so Seaweed and fire brick. Very pretty. I lied, I'm going to show you a picture right now of what an iron luster looks like with oatmeal. I just go onto the internet, on Google, and I type in oatmeal over iron luster or whatever color combination I want to see what it looks like. And there are great examples of what people have done all over the internet. So you don't have to actually wait and see what this bowl is going to look like. It's going to look exactly like that because these glazes are so reliable. And I am not sponsored by AMACO. I just love this stuff. I just think it's awesome, and good job, AMACO. When it's in stock, it is hard to get sometimes, and I feel for you if you're in another country and you're having a hard time getting AMACO glazes. I do. You should probably just move. Apparently you can sneak into the United States like pretty easily, and they hardly ever kick you out or lock you up in jail. Like, hardly ever. That is not good advice. I am full of bad advice. Don't listen to me about that sort of thing, just about the stuff that I'm like, you can listen to me about pottery, usually, pretty much. Have I shown you my adorable, there's like, where is that dirt? Have I shown you my adorable decals? I can completely get these decals for you if you ever need to, but they are so cute. It's macarons, not macaroons. You people who can't spell the difference between macaroons and macarons drive me crazy. Macarons are made with almond flour and macaroons are coconut. They're like stacks of coconut mixed with egg and vanilla extract and sugar, and they're delicious if you pour like dark chocolate on them, then they're delicious. Otherwise, it's like a whole big glob of coconut. And macarons are the colored ones that they stack up like, wait, where are they? Well, there's a little stack there, but there's a big stack. Those are macarons. It's French. I probably am pronouncing it wrong. They're probably gonna excommunicate me from France or something. There's like a little, not a narwhal, the other one, a unicorn. There's like a unicorn cake and sugar and flour and like cupcakes and cake, and I made this whole sheet of these decals, and I can get those for you. It's going to cost you a pretty penny. If you need those, I can make it happen for you. I know a lady, and she makes those. And so the heart and the little cupcakes, those are glazed decals. This thing can go in the dishwasher, totally okay. You can't scratch them off. So a glazed decal goes on top of a piece of pottery that already has glaze on it. You have to put it on a light color so it shows. And you could do like a colored band and then put your decal on top and it'll show through right there, you can see how it shows through a little bit. So that you can get your little drawing that you did on your computer or that you scanned into your computer, or a photo of your dead dog or grandmother or whatever, sorry, may she rest in peace. Any of those you could get put onto any kind of mug or whatever, or a picture of your worst enemy, and then you can take a hammer to the mug. That's always a good idea, instead of taking a hammer to your worst enemy, etc. So my Alice in Wonderland mug though, this was one of my first mugs, and it took forever painting that, and I just can't recreate it again. Like, it would be really difficult, but I can do decals over and over and over and over again and sell those like crazy. And you know, when people buy my stuff, I got lots of stuff on the internet if you want to see it. Oh, I've got some other cool stuff to show you. Okay, I know it looks like a photograph, but this is a cartoon. If you get up close, it is a cartooned drawing of my actual pair of roller skates, and it's so cool. It is cool. I love it. Okay, so then I had it printed onto a poster and framed and stuck up in my studio. That way I can take the items out of the studio that I don't love so much anymore. Would you like to see the stuff I don't love so much anymore? Yeah, me neither. So, but anyway, I had this kind of not so fun, nobody really wants to look at these people paintings, nobody wants to buy them, so I just, you know, whatever. I'm replacing everything with cute, doodled art from my art studio. And then these are local buildings in my town. People love to see these. They say, oh, I love these, but they never buy them. So I'm not doing those anymore. It's much easier to sell art that's about their kids and their family and stuff about them. But if they don't own that building, they're not buying that piece of art. I did sell one of the candy store, but that was to the owner of the candy store, and the candy store is no more. So anyway, she has a keepsake. But that car is a McLaren P1 that goes to the car shows that happen here locally, and it's gorgeous, and I took a photo of it. It was used for a poster advertisement for the car show. So I just made another version of it without all the date and the location and all that stuff to hang up here in the studio. I have been told on several occasions to water down my oatmeal glaze, but I really like applying it this way, and you can tell me whatever you want on the internet, and I'm still gonna do what I want. And how I wanna do it is like this. I take the oatmeal and I put a thick coat, then I only have to do this once. If I were to paint it on, I might need 3 coats, but I slap a big pile of oatmeal on here, just like so. Some of it flakes off, that's fine, as long as it flakes off like before it goes into the kiln. I really don't want to get glaze drips on anybody's kiln shelf, so if they're really big chunks, I work it in there. I also do it on the inside, and it is a always lovely result. So, you don't like the way I do this? Do it your own way. You want to use a brush? You want to water yours down? Use distilled water though. If you have weird minerals in your water, or any sort of minerals you won't even know, you put that on there, it could change the color of the result and it might not be good. So yes, use distilled water. Distilled water is easy to make if you don't have it at home. When you boil a pot of water and there's steam comes up on that pot of water and it lands in the lid, you know, that's distilled water. So all you need to do is put a lid on that's larger than the pan, and then put a pan below it and to catch that water that steamed off the top. You now have distilled water. You can look it up. You can look it up. There's lots of ways to get distilled water. You don't have to buy it at the store. I buy it at the store because I'm lazy and I'm very, very rich. So I got that glaze on nice and thick. In some places there's like clumps and stuff. Don't care, it's gonna look amazing. I promise. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, give me a thumbs up and come back again, and I will have more useless information for you and stuff. Fine.